All right, hello everyone. It's about 10 o'clock here on a Wednesday. I'm not sure what day it is now that we're heading into in terms of work on the living room in our new house that we just bought. You can see behind me we've now taken all the wallpaper off. We've sanded the walls. The latest update is that I've now started painting the crown molding up here at the top. You can see I've done a first coat on that. You can also see down at the bottom, started to do the baseboards in a nice clean coat of white. Previously it was this cream color, just looked a little bit tired. So now what I'm going to be doing this evening is, tonight actually, it's about 10 o'clock, is I've got this sealer that I'm going to be now putting onto the concrete walls. I'll just show it to you here. So it's this Everbuild water seal. I bought this off of Amazon. They sell it at the local stores as well, but it was just more convenient for me to have it delivered. And so I'm going to be doing a coat of this, actually possibly two coats on the entirety of the wall. As it says on the tin, it's a water seal product. It's meant to, because concrete is a porous substrate, we need to protect that from any sort of water penetration. And it also helps serve as a sort of undercoating before we put the primer on and then ultimately the paint. So a couple extra layers added in this project than initially expected, because it is a concrete wall and it's not, your typical drywall or something simple to paint on top of. But yeah, exciting nonetheless, and a good learning experience. So I'm going to get started here. I'll start a time lapse for everyone. And one other thing that I didn't mention, I am going to have to do some sanding down. So over the weekend, I was also doing, this is what used to be a fireplace, and there was a little hole here and sort of a grate, almost like a ventilation grate, or what looked to be a ventilation grate, but it actually didn't open. So when I took it off, it was just being held by the wallpaper. I looked inside of the brick size. It was about the size of one brick in terms of the hole that was in there. There was no shaft up into the chimney. There was no exhaust or any sort of breathability in this hole. So I spoke with a guy at the DIY store at B&Q just to kind of confirm and sense check what I was about to do, and then I just filled it up with concrete. So I'm gonna have to sand that down. There's a couple other bits where I've gone over with just a little bit of basic plaster, some crack sealer, where there were some larger chips that had been hidden by the previous wallpaper. And so I've gone over those with plaster. I will have to go through with another go with the sander and just smooth that all out. But for the purposes of moving along in this process, I wanted to get this, at least the first coat of the sealer on, because normally I think they say that this can take a couple days. I know that the product says that it takes about an hour to 2 hours to dry, but the room does tend to stink because it's a pretty strong smell. And so you've got to have really good ventilation when you're using it. And so I just wanted to have this all kind of sorted out and dried out for the weekend so that I can continue on with the next stage, probably putting on the primer. Anyways, I'm going to get started now. So hope you enjoy the time lapse of the sealant stage. Thanks.